we are hopping in here to start a series of videos to walk you through your ultimate marketing checklist that you downloaded. I hope you've had time to look at the checklist and kind of go through it, but I wanted to take an extra moment for you to think about each one of those elements and how it really matters to your business. Make sure that you're thinking about it accurately, that you're not overcomplicating it, because oftentimes, because people get really overwhelmed by marketing and just really confused by their marketing and what they need to do. But what we really need to do is keep it simple. We need to be clear, we need to be concise, and we need to be consistent in our messaging. And oftentimes when we're confusing, it starts with us. It starts with us overcomplicating that process of setting the foundation for what we need to be talking about, the messaging we need to be putting out there, the awareness we need to be creating about our brand, and the methods in which we are implementing this into our business. We want to be clear, concise, and we want to set up systems that are manageable and that get us a lot of momentum and work just as hard in our business as we do. So that first element that we talked about is understanding our ideal audience. Do you really have a good understanding on not just the solution or the offering, the service or the product that you have, but your actual customer and what they need and what that problem is that they need you to help them solve? Do you understand what their objections are? Do you understand what pain points they have? So we like to talk about this in terms of the problem that somebody has. But there's 3 subline elements that you need to identify and articulate about that problem. First off, it's the external problem. What is the specific thing, that obvious thing? So, for example, are they looking for lawn maintenance service? They want to make their lawn look better. That's that first thing. But the next layer to their problem is their internal problem. So we talked about external. They're looking for lawn maintenance. What is the internal problem? So we might be, easily thinking about, it saves time and stuff like that. But we want to really think about, how do they feel? If they're in an urban, suburb or something like that, it really might be a little bit of that keeping up with the Joneses. They want their lawn to look amazing. They want it to look good as their neighbor who, also is spending great quality time with their kids on the weekend and not spending time on their lawn, but yet their lawn looks so much better than everybody else on the block. So it might be kind of that identity of they're wanting to really thrive, and it's part of their identity, and they're wanting to have their lawn, have that curb appeal, and really look up to all of the standards of everybody around them. So that might be how they're feeling. They want to feel like they've really got a beautiful home, and it really represents all the hard work they have. They also, a secondary feeling might be that they're wanting to not be spending their entire weekend trying to keep up with that lawn maintenance. They work so hard during the week, and they're wanting to be able to focus on their family. So for this example, we're talking about a landscaper who's maybe launching an offering to do lawn care maintenance for his clients that have historically in the past done big landscape installation projects, and he's trying to add this to his business. He needs to be thinking about that and talking about, how do they feel? They have this external problem. Then we've identified the internal problem, how they feel about that problem. They're wanting to have their lawn look just as great or better than their neighbors, and they're wanting to feel not so just burdened with the care of that, right? Then we're going to also address the philosophical problem. Do they actually understand that you empathize with them, that you can say to them, I understand how hard you work all week, and I understand that you have a beautiful home. Your lawn should just look as beautiful as your home, and you shouldn't have to slave all weekend long to get it there. So it's really kind of saying that we understand this, and we understand that it's okay for you to have this problem and to want to solve this problem, and that's why we are qualified to solve this problem for you. So when you take the understanding of your customer's problem to those 3 levels, it gives you lots of ways to keep your message clear and concise, but yet really still talk to them on multiple levels. And it's always that we want to start with a problem, understanding the problem that we're solving. So that's why this first video is talking to you about understanding what that underlying problem is for your customer. So make sure that you really understand them. Maybe even consider hopping on some phone calls with previous customers or potential customers and asking them a series of questions about the product or service and how they feel about that, what might motivate them to, solve a problem. What is it? How do they feel about that? What are their pain points? So think about, what benefits are they looking for? What pain points do they have? How do they feel about it? Also, another thing to understand is their objections. What keeps them from actually taking action? So for this first piece of your marketing checklist, I want you to just be thinking about understanding your customer, understanding their problem and all the things that surround that problem. What the external is, the internal, the philosophical, and what's keeping them from being able to solve that problem. So tomorrow you'll be getting an email to let you know how you can actually address the next element, and we're going to be talking about really getting clear and succinct messaging overall. You can actually create a document and actually have this as a tool in your business used for sales, marketing, all the collateral and the communication that you make, even hiring. And this can be a really great tool to make sure that your messaging, no matter where you're putting it, in emails, and social media, on your website, in ads, is very clear, on point, and always super, super consistent and doesn't confuse your customers.